really familiar. I've seen you before, haven't I?
Barry.
Barry.
Barry Allen.
Right.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Some people are just meant to be in your life.
What am I going to do with you?
Well, I can think of a few things. Might need a stretch first, though.
You told me the dead don't want anything. Either I'm willing to do whatever is necessary, or I shouldn't be up there at all.
Which is exactly why I can't be.
You can't kill murder. You can't get revenge on evil. You can only fight them where they live.
X-Men.
Is that Victor Freeze?
No, this is Heatwave.
Oh, is it Heatwave?
It's Heatwave.
It has too much hair for Heatwave.
Well, this is like, the Flash season 1 Heatwave, so he kind of went a little more closer to the went all skinhead.
He looks awesome. Let me see that again. Where did you get that?
I ordered it through my comic shop.
That is amazing.
See, he's got, and in the back he's got Central City Fire Department.
I want one of those so bad. That is awesome.
Hey, it's Heatwave.
I need some rum.
Yep.
Give me a whiskey.
Hi, everybody. Don't mind us.
Fun.
We're just totally distracted here. Welcome back to the Fandom Zone podcast.
You was talking about action figures and stuff at the beginning of the episode. They haven't been listening long enough.
I was going to say, yeah, it is kind of our thing, but
this is our standard operating procedure.
But I couldn't remember if I'd shown you Heatwave, so I thought I'd bring out Heatwave.
No, that is amazing. I love that. He's showing me a Heatwave, and it's an action figure. It's not a.
Yeah, it's one of those like DC Direct kind of action figures, but it's
not a Funko.
Part of their. No, it's not a Funko. It's part of their TV action figure series.
It's awesome. Yeah. He's got a gun and everything.
Yeah, he's got his little heat gun and
goggles and very nice.
Yep, his little fireman suit, or that. So from season 1.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Anyway,
we got Heatwave, but didn't get any of the others yet. But
still,
we have Captain. I have Captain Cold, Zoom, and Captain Cold, Reverse Flash, and Heatwave as bad guys, and then season 1 Barry.
Very nice.
Those are the only ones they've released so far. Nobody else.
I had to get myself a Captain Cold though.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get more. I think we're supposed to get at least Zoom this year.
Very nice.
So, anyway, hi everybody. Phantom Zone, episode 89. I'm Charles. She's Karen.
That's right. Hi.
You know the drill. Welcome back for the week ending January 21st, 2017.
Yep.
The day after.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So we haven't been blown up in a nuclear war yet. But so at least one day. We got one day so far. So we got something going for us, which is nice.
Which is nice.
Yeah. So here we are. We have 3 shows to talk about this week.
Mm-hmm.
We have the mid-season premieres, the phrase that Karen loves so much.
Premiere's fine. It's the finale word that I don't like.
Okay. I thought the mid-season you didn't like.
No. It's just the finale. When they use finale, there's no finale.
No, it's just going on hiatus.
Right.
Okay.
Mid-season is fine.
Okay, so mid-season premieres of Gotham and Lucifer.
Right. It should be hiatus, not finale.
Plus a new episode of ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's right.
That's what we got on the plate. Our last kind of light episode before everything hits again when the CW DC Comics shows come back next week.
That's right. Although Gotham and Lucifer are going to be missing the week after that.
Right. They're only back for like 3 weeks.
Yep. 3 episodes.
And then they go on hiatus till April. So
right.
I don't know what the hell is up with that, but
because
they're probably trotting out another show. The 24 Legacy.
Right.
Yeah, I thought so.
Really, because of 24.
Right.
So we're gonna get some stuff packed into these 3 episodes each,
Yeah.
and then
So enjoy this last short, in air quotes, episode.
right.
Because they're gonna get long again. So heads up, everybody.
Well, we'll do 2. We'll break them up into 2, probably, right?
Presumably.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Right.
We'll
But
see.
they'll
It'll depend on how many episodes we have, but.
Right.
All right, so diving right in.
That's great. Well, what are we covering this week? We're covering Gotham.
I just told him.
312 Ghosts.
Oh, that's true. Oh, okay. Go ahead and run down.
Lucifer 211, Stewardess Interruptus, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 410, The Patriot.
I think Stewardess Interruptus is my favorite title of the week.
I love that one. And I love that they pull out a line from each episode. I'd never mentioned that before, but I love that they do that.
Yeah, as their title.
Right.
Which I think is great because it's a title that actually relates to the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, they're usually pretty funny.
Yeah, they are.
So.
And you wait for them to be said during the episode.
Exactly.
At least I do.
Yeah, it's almost like an Easter egg. So it's like, okay, look for the spot, listen for the spot where the episode title gets referenced.
Right. It's very cool.
All right, so let's start off the bat. Ghosts.
Yes. Danny Cannon wrote this one.
Yep,
I know that much already.
Yeah, written by showrunner Danny Cannon, directed by everybody's favorite director,
Eagleson.
Eagleson.
And I tweeted a picture of him, right?
Yeah, you did.
I was so not disappointed. I was afraid to look him up because I was afraid.
I was picturing some like really old dude for some reason.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, there was this picture I had in my head, and I was hoping it kind of looked like Thor.
Yeah.
Like not like the movie Thor.
Right.
I mean, like the picture that you have in your head of the god Thor.
Right. Which traditionally with red hair.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah, not the blonde-haired Thor that Marvel did.
Just like like a Norse god sort of thing. And I was like, I don't really want to look him up.
Like something out of a 80s hairband video.
But musclier, god-ish.
Got it.
And
godlike. Yes.
Right. Because it's his name, and I was like, okay, fine, I give up. I've heard his name too many times. I want to see what
Eagleson.
Exactly. And I finally looked him up, and I tweeted his picture to Charles.
Pew, pew, pew.
And pyrotechnics. I tweeted his picture to Charles, and I said, I was not disappointed because I'm not. He looks amazing. I mean, he's got a scraggly old beard and long hair, and he's like doesn't give a single F.
No.
I mean, he looks fantastic. He looks like
He needs something like the Wonder Woman TV show credits.
Yes.
Eagleson. Dun, 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 dun. Stars are coming out of the screen. All the world is waiting for you.
Exactly.
And the power you possess.
There are pictures of him even where he's cleaned up more, like he doesn't have the scraggly hair and beard. He's more trimmed up, and he still looks like an Eagleson. So I was really glad I looked him up because it was well worth it. It was fantastic.
And if you haven't checked it out, check out our Facebook page at the Fandom Zone Podcast, or check out Karen's Twitter account at Aliveria.
Right, Aleveria.
Yes. And give her a follow if you don't already. If you're one of those poor fools that do not already follow her, please do.
Well, over the last couple of days, if you scroll through my tweets, you might not love everything I post, but hey.
Well, that's on you, I think.
I have opinions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have opinions.
She has opinions because, God forbid, she gets to be human.
That's right.
But anyway.
All right, so
and not a godless communist.
Yeah, I've been called some names today.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Let's just say the doors to the asylum flew open a little bit today, and everybody posted on Twitter. But anyway, that's all we're going to say about that.
And I'm not being back
because we're all about the positivity here on the Phantom Zone.
I do have to say I had some conversations with people who their opinions differ from mine, and they were very pleasant because I do respect people's opinions as long as they're not slinging arrows at me.
Right. It's a lot easier, heads up people, it's a lot easier to listen to another viewpoint than when that person is civil.
Correct.
So please take note.
When you call someone a communist well, first of all, in a derogatory way, because there are communists that aren't evil, by the way.
But apparently it's also like 60 years out of date, Joseph McCarthy.
Right. And other terrible names.
Yeah.
I'm not going to listen to your opinion. And all I said back was that I was disappointed in the fact that they thought that way. And apparently that was enough to set them off.
Well, I'm sorry that had to happen to you.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll get over it.
Okay. So
I got more followers than I lost.
That's true. You're up followers as opposed to being down followers.
That's right.
So the net gain is there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
Actually, I had famous people retweeting me, so I'm not too heartbroken over it. Anyway, back to Gotham.
Gotham, Ghosts, episode 312. Yep, exactly. So what's our A, B, and C, Karen?
One you like.
Yes, this is my favorite of the week, I think.
Hitman with pizzazz.
Pizzazz. Yeah, Victor Pizzazz.
I love that.
That was very clever. I love that a lot.
Thank you.
That was a home run.
Thank you. Oswald's Big Adventure.
Right. Hi, everybody. Oswald, hey.
Exactly.
Boo.
And then I have two C stories.
I have to admit, I kept expecting, because that voice that he was using, Paul Rubens, was a little Pee-wee-ish, and I kept expecting him to go, boo, ha ha.
And they acknowledged it was off, which was funny.
Yeah. Right.
Because Clayface was like, the voice wasn't completely right.
Yeah.
I have two C stories. Smile Like You Mean It, which would be the Cult of the Joker storyline.
Smile like you mean it.
Yeah. And she learned it by not watching you. And that's a reference to the PSAs about drugs that were in the 70s?
I want to say like early 80s.
Early maybe. 80s?
Yeah. But the whole like, this is your brain on drugs. Any questions? And then, or like, you, all right? I learned it by watching you.
That's it. Yeah, the dad finds a joint in his son's room and he goes, where did you learn this? And he says, I learned it by watching you, the kid. Yeah. So that's where I pulled
stuff like that.
That's right. So she learned it by not watching you.
Right.
The reference to Maria
and Selena. Or as I call them, Cat Mom and Cat Girl.
And that's a reference to the fact that she is a lot like her mother, but she didn't learn it from watching her because she wasn't around.
Well, we all know who becomes the better thief, don't we?
We certainly do. So those are my storyline titles this week.
Awesome. All right, so let's start off. Hitman with pizzazz.
Yeah, Zaz is... Now, I have to say, he does have pizzazz. I mean, I think the storyline title really says a lot. I mean, I couldn't have made a better one, really, right?
Because no, it's perfection.
He shows up at Jim's house to give him a heads up because he respects the dude, which, I mean, I dig that so much.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because Victor, it turns out actually likes Jim Gordon.
Right. And thanks for getting rid of Mario. I never liked that kid.
That was pretty funny.
I love that.
It's like, hey, it's nothing personal. It's a job, so.
Right. I'm doing my job. I've been ordered to take out a hit on you. I assure you, you won't see it coming. It's not going to be unpleasant.
But as I posted on Twitter about this, okay, you've got a hitman who's trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a mob boss that's talked about trying to kill you. Why are you not arresting them for attempted murder of a police officer and conspiracy to commit murder?
Right.
Why? And then I thought, oh wait, Danny Cannon in Gotham.
Right, it's Gotham.
Enough said.
Right. Well, to be fair, it's Gotham. It probably wouldn't have stuck.
Doesn't matter. At least try. If you're Gordon, if you're trying to clean up Gotham City, you should be at least trying. Whether you succeed or not, irrelevant. You make that effort.
Right.
And so I just rolled my eyes at that. I'm just like, really?
But it was a good storyline.
But it's Gotham, so you tend to habitually roll your eyes a lot.
Sure. Yeah. But it's Zsasz.
Yes.
And he's awesome. I love him. I mean, I loved him on The Flash. I love him here.
Yeah, for those who don't know, he was the Mist on The Flash.
Season 1.
Yeah, season 1, but still. It's cool that he was there.
It is.
Yeah. I forget the actor's name.
Me too. I don't know his name.
But I just know him as No Eyebrows Guy.
Yeah. Powder.
Well, he's probably got that condition where you lose all your hair, like
alopecia.
Yeah, alopecia. Yeah, that's like that from what's his name on Doctor Who now? That was on, from shoot, I can't believe I'm forgetting. I'm blanking everything today.
I know.
But yeah, that guy, Matt Lucas. That's who I'm thinking.
Thank you,
yeah, Matt Lucas. That's who I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm. He was in Bridesmaids.
Right, he was. Okay.
He was her roommate.
All right, so yeah, we've got that very polite hitman. If somebody's going to kill you, at least he's not being a dick about it.
Right. And this, of course, the hit was placed on behalf of Lee. That's the excuse, right? Because Lee
was driving me insane in this episode.
Yeah, Lee has really gone off the deep end over this whole thing. And it's mostly because she had no proof that Mario was going to do her harm. Mm-hmm. So she confronts James in the precinct.
Right.
And what she doesn't realize is that everyone else is on his side. Everyone else.
Yeah.
Is on his side. And she says it's not over and she leaves. And I think that's part of why she goes to see Barnes. Right? Because
I think she wanted to understand, like, she had this idea that, oh, it's not a big deal if he was, infected with this virus.
Right.
And then she went to go see Barnes, and then she was like, oh crap, he's actually bat-ass crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So,
yeah, she realized that Mario would have never, ever been the same.
Right.
Right?
And that kind of like woke her up a little bit.
A little bit?
Well, yeah.
It's at that point that she heel turns completely and decides, I might not like James anymore, but we need to stop the hit. Because
but by this time, Carmine Falcone, the Roman, as I like to call him, because that's what he is in the comics,
right?
Even though I've never mentioned a Gotham. Just saying,
we're not up to that time period yet.
Doesn't matter. He should still already have the nickname. It's a mob nickname.
I know.
So he should already have it.
Okay.
Just saying.
Maybe he does.
You don't get new mob nicknames late in life after you're a crime lord.
Okay.
I don't think. Unless it's the Godfather. When you become the Godfather.
That's true.
So, yeah. But, and he's also Selena's real father. Just saying.
You think he is?
Well, he is in the comics.
I forgot that.
Right?
Because I was speculating on...
Batman The Long Halloween, Batman Dark Victory, Catwoman When in Rome.
How did I forget that?
He's supposed to be Selena's real father.
2.5. I was speculating on who it was.
Yes. You're welcome. Okay, You're welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
That's in the comics. Now, it could be completely different on the TV show, so it's not really a spoiler for the show. But it's something to keep your eye on, I would think.
I was hoping it would be someone connected to the Court of Owls.
It could be.
Speculation-wise.
It still could be.
It makes sense that it would be Carmine Falcone.
But it doesn't matter. They might totally change that. They change a lot of stuff on this show.
Yeah, but they keep a lot of stuff the same too.
Yeah. So it's definitely so just keep your eye on. I would say keep your eye if there's a scene where Carmine and Selena's mom, Maria, are in the same scene. I would definitely pay close attention.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, I can't believe I forgot that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's why we help each other.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Mind blown.
So, well, my mind is blown that I forgot that. That's a big deal.
It's all right. You got a lot on your plate.
So what does Carmine do with Zaz?
Well, basically here he I was gonna say
You said Lee wants to call him off.
Yeah, well, Lee tries to get Carmine to call off the hit, and Carmine is still saying, well, because as far as Carmine's concerned, his son is still dead.
Right.
So he's all about the hit still. So
we still have a bit of danger out there.
There's a bit of friction, and then eventually Carmine calls off the hit.
Right. But mostly because Lee convinces him that Mario was...
And Carmine's still pissed off at Gordon for killing Mario.
Sure. Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah. So
I can get that. I mean, even I understand why he would be.
Well, when you tell the guy, don't kill my son, and then he goes off and immediately, not like hesitates, kills his son.
Right.
Yeah, there's going to be some issues there.
Right. I get it. I really do.
Yeah. All right.
So no hit on James for now, but Carmine is not happy with him, and they did have that truce.
Yeah, so that's gone.
So that is gone.
Yeah. It's on.
Oswald.
Like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oswald's Big Adventure. And, okay, can I just see how genius the storyline is, too? Someone's gaslighting Oswald, and it's Ed.
I figured it out.
Yeah, I did too. But
yeah,
I have to say the way they did this.
Yeah.
They're making Gotham is all about backstory, right?
Yes.
That's Gotham's whole MO is backstory. Making Oswald feel like he's going insane. That's building the Penguin.
Right.
Right?
Well, we should also give some setup because before the season hiatus, we were left with Edward declaring, hooking up with Stabby Babs.
And Tabs.
Stabby Tabs.
Right.
And saying that, okay, we got to take down Oswald, and I want him the death of 1,000 cuts.
Right. And that's kind of his MO, right? Is to build a riddle. I mean, that's his thing.
Yeah. Edward is very Machiavellian, and he orchestrates, he plans, and the way this was coming off, and this is why I figured this out, and as you did probably, it seemed very orchestrated,
right?
And it just kind of, and if you kept in the back of your mind, like, oh yeah, Edward is out there. Edward's pissed at Oswald. Well, gee, who might be causing Oswald some problems?
Right.
2 plus 2 equals Edward.
Right. So, of course, it's going to be Ed pulling these strings.
Yes.
And the part that I really thought was genius was how, and I'm guessing this is Eagleson's doing.
Eagleson.
We got this faux meta sort of drawing the curtain back where near the end of the episode, Ed explains to everyone how he does it.
Right.
He shows us how he whispered in ears, how he set up all the ghosts.
Right.
How he withdraws from Oswald's life so that he's left without that constant, Ed being there to help him. So we get that sort of, what do you call it when the story gets told? Exposition. We get the exposition, but it's him talking to Babs.
Yes.
Which I thought was all ultra cool, and we also get the story told from a different angle.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought there was some really great direction by Eagleson in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
For one thing, it looked great. There was a lot of great camera work in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cool angles in this episode, I thought.
Paul Rubens look ghosty.
Yeah, it was very atmospheric, as it should have been, with a title like Ghosts.
Right. And watching the actor Corey, no, not Corey, the other actor that plays Oswald.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
Watching him kill his new aide.
Robin Lord Taylor.
Thank you. That was intense.
Yeah.
And then
because Oswald loses his
yes, he
big
does.
time.
And then to see him walk in and find out that it's all been covered up and not knowing how, wow, he is just crazy. And this is going to break him big time.
Yep.
It really is. And, you know, Babs not understanding why Ed is doing it this way. I mean, that is some greatness.
Well,
and
I think Stabby Babs is in for more than she's bargained for.
Yes, I think so too.
Because I don't think she realizes the Riddler's potential and
No,
the depths he will go to.
Well, Ed is way smarter than anyone else.
Right.
He really is.
Well, Stabby Babs isn't. She's not dumb.
She's not dumb, but she's not
the Riddler. I'm just saying. She's not in the Riddler's league.
No, not at all. He's always the smartest person in a room.
Exactly.
And when he's not, he still thinks he is.
Unless Batman's there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he still thinks he is.
Yeah.
And his whole mantra, and you know, when the Riddler does something, even, you know, further on in the comics, I said this before, it's usually a vendetta.
Right.
He doesn't just go rob a bank. That's not his thing. He gets back at people that he thinks have wronged him.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that his whole MO?
Well, he does get personal a lot.
Right. Right. And Batman has wronged him a lot. So
and he likes a challenge. He's very creative.
Mm-hmm.
So he likes to be elaborate in his schemes.
Right.
That's part of his MO.
And I think Babs she doesn't understand. She just wants to get rid of Oswald and be done with it. And she doesn't get this whole setup thing. So there's going to be some friction there, I think. How much, I don't know. But I think we're going to see something going on between the three of them, right?
I would think so.
But that was great.
Yeah.
That was I think those two storylines were really interesting to watch.
It was just this masterful play by the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And again, building the Riddler.
Yeah.
I can really see it here.
Yeah. Because you knew, like, once Oswald admitted to, or at least, you know, the truth came out. Once Edward found out that Oswald killed Kristen Kringle 2.
Yep, that was it.
Mark 2.
Yep.
That was it, yeah.
Yep, he will never, ever be back in
No, they're done. The bromance is officially over.
It's done. Yep, stick a fork in it.
It's over. So, all right, C story.
Which one do you want to talk about first? The Cult of the Joker, or
let's do Cat Mom and Cat Girl.
Okay.
Because the Cult of the Joker kind of leads into next week.
Okay.
So yeah.
So Cat Mom goes to see Cat Girl.
Yep.
And she seems disappointed that Cat Girl might be seeing Bruce.
Yep. Yeah, well, maybe she thinks that he's a mark.
Yeah. Okay, now this might lean into why I'm a little disappointed about this episode.
Yeah, okay. So why are you disappointed about this episode?
Okay. I will tell you why I'm not disappointed about this storyline. The dinner. Right. That was fantastic. I loved those scenes.
And we had Alfred hitting on Cat Mom.
And Cat Mom and Cat Daughter.
Yeah.
Cat Girl. Picking his pockets and him being really entertained by that and embarrassed, which was great to watch.
Right. Anytime we get to see some Sean Pertwee.
Oh, yeah. He was great. There's chemistry there between the two of them.
I think so.
It was cute.
And he finally gets Alfred a love interest.
Right. And Bruce, saying, of course, we have lots of room. Please stay here, which was great. Now, here's my problem with it.
Okay. Hit me.
There's a little ending to this storyline where there's someone that comes and says, I'm coming after you to Cat Mom.
Yeah.
And Cat Daughter sees this as well.
Right.
There's a bit of problem at the end of the episode. And then at the beginning of the episode, there was some questioning about Bruce.
Well, you got to think about why it's all of a sudden, after years of being gone, Cat Mom makes a return appearance.
Right.
So why? Why is she back now?
Here is my problem with that is if this is being set up as I'm going to do a con on my daughter and her boyfriend and Alfred, I am gonna kind of be upset. Because they did have such a great time at that dinner, and it's gonna make me upset if something gets pulled on them.
Well, they can't keep Cat Mom around for
I know
a long time, I don't think.
I know.
I mean, it is its own continuity.
Now, I don't.
But
I don't think that she and her mother are going to stay reconciled. I don't.
No.
But I really hate to think that she's going to pull a con over on them.
Because Selena is not going to become well adjusted.
Of course not.
So.
But I wouldn't mind if someone had pull a con on them without her mother knowing.
Right.
And then her mother having to leave anyway.
Yeah, or just something. Maybe something happens where Selena is led to believe that her mom was trying to screw her over, but maybe she wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
And despite,
I doubt that though.
Yeah,
I think her mother's going to be in on it.
Yeah, I think she is. So what are you thinking? Court of Owls, maybe, or something else?
Whoever this guy is that comes is going to be like her boyfriend, and they're pulling one over.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. And that's what upsets me a little bit about this episode is that I'm like, oh, really? Are you going to make it like that?
Yeah.
Why can't it just be a conflict where, she comes into town and something bad happens and she ends up disappointing?
Well, considering how many people get killed on train tracks in Gotham, maybe she'll get killed in train tracks.
Maybe.
The train tracks of death.
There are so many different ways she could disappoint Selena. But I hate for Bruce and Alfred to get involved in the whole thing.
Like maybe they'll just start to get redeemed, get to work out their issues, her and Selena, and then
that's going to happen anyway.
Killed.
That's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Because Selena is not going to be well adjusted. I hope it's not going to cause a rift between Selena and Bruce. Because I like them.
Yeah.
So far. And they're still young enough that we don't have to have them split.
Right.
No, they can be split when they're older.
Right.
Because we know they're going to have problems when they're older.
Although this week, if you read DC Comics, Cat and the Bat were getting busy on rooftops.
Not so split. Yeah, I like it.
And it was a really great storyline. It's called Rooftops by the current writer Tom King.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fantastic 2-issue story.
Mm-hmm.
So highly recommended. Check it out.
I think they have so much.
It's probably my favorite Batman and Catwoman story. It's up there. It's easily top 5.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter who writes them. Mm-hmm. There's hardly ever a really bad Catwoman Batman story. They have so much chemistry together.
They tell each other they love the other.
Yeah, well, they do.
But I mean, Batman actually says the words.
Crazy.
Reluctantly, but he says it.
But still, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're made for each other. They really are.
Yeah. And it's cute to have them, Batman calls Catwoman Cat. She calls him Bat.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, bats sometimes.
Yeah, but here in the story, she calls
them,
Bat. They refer to each other as Bat and Cat.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, so that's the only disappointment in this episode, and it's a pretty big one for me, which kind of lowered my grade. I was gonna give it an 8.5, so it lowered my grade a little bit.
Right.
What's the disappointment about that?
I just thought that for me, it lowered my grade a little bit because it doesn't really advance the overall storyline.
Mm-hmm. But that scene, the dinner scene,
it was a good filler episode,
delightful.
but
Yeah.
that's all it was, really.
Right. Okay, so Smile Like You Mean It. Let's get into that.
Yeah, let's do.
Dwight.
Yes.
Can I just
Dwight
mention
Pollard.
David, can you pronounce his last name?
Das Malchian.
Thank you. He played one of Joker's thugs in 2008's The Dark Knight.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Nice Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yep. So, apparently, he's all about wants to revive the corpse of Jerome.
Gross.
Yeah, because he's all about leading this cult of the Joker.
And they're all like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah. Because they have like this video footage, and it's like they're in a warehouse or something. And another like cop fail in my regard, because so this is all going on. They're showing video footage, and not even clear like video footage. This is like grainy film footage almost. And there's this big crowd of Joker cultists, and they're all like, "Yeah, Jerome, woo!" Gordon and Bullock are there in the background. They're watching this, and then all of a sudden they get the bright idea. Okay, everybody, we're going to shut this down. It's just the two of them.
I know.
They have nobody calls for backup.
I know.
There's a big mob of crazy people.
That was the first thing I thought too.
And I'm thinking, really?
They've got Joker makeup on. They are saying the lines along with the crazy person up on the screen.
Where are the cops in riot gear? Where?
I know.
Come on.
And they shoot their gun in the air, and then they show their badge.
Then I remembered who wrote the episode, Danny Cannon.
Right.
And I'm like, oh yes.
Yeah, but these are pretty small nits, to be fair.
Still.
Now,
this series would be so much more credible
if we didn't have the hand waves.
If we didn't have all these hand waves to logic.
Yeah.
To common sense.
I agree. They should have called in for backup.
Maybe I'm spoiled by other TV shows, but...
Yeah.
And I get that, it's just a show based on Batman. But I think you can do better.
Yeah, the comic book is better.
Yeah, Netflix proved you can do better.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And the other two shows on our list.
Yes.
Do better.
That's true.
Week.
That's true. All right. Anything else about this?
But the cops see that Dwight is the figurehead here. So there's going to be ramifications from that. Because Dwight is also the morgue attendant.
Yeah, so we get at the end of the episode, Dwight hooks up with his doctor saying they need to move forward with bringing Jerome back.
Right.
And then we have this final shot of this row of corpses inside pods. Placed in in a warehouse, and of course we see Jerome's body, and he's got like the Jack Nicholson death smirk on. You almost waited for that little laughing bag to be going.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming back.
But,
and next week's episode has a title with Smile in it. Right. I don't remember what it's called.
Well, I think it looks like Jerome's back next week. So
yes, he is.
All right.
So yeah, I got nothing else.
Okay.
And the owl. They put the owl on a pedestal.
And you notice there was some sunlight going through that. I wonder if that was deliberate.
It was. Did you see? There was
no, I didn't see. No, I didn't see what was inside. I'm sorry.
Oh, when it reflected through, it was like a Indiana Jones map thing on the wall.
Okay, I missed that part.
Yeah.
Okay, but nobody noticed it.
No.
Okay. See, I didn't notice it.
Bruce just turned and walked away.
I think I was probably tweeting or something, and I missed that part.
Oh, okay.
I knew that there was light through it, but for some reason I got distracted.
It was like a cross between Indiana Jones and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. projection thing. Right. It projected out onto the wall like a map with some figures. You can't read it or anything.
See, all Bruce needed is the Staff of Ra.
Exactly.
And go to the map room and, position it so it's like it's perfectly in. Okay. It's a little too much Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that thus leading to my rating, which is 8 secret maps.
Secret.
And I spelled secret, SEEKRIT. Secret.
Right. The cool hipster way.
But I think not hipster. Gamer.
Gamer way. Okay.
I think there was more than a map on there. I think there were like notes and other stuff on there, secrets.
Yeah. So hopefully somebody pays attention, or at least Alfred, like when maybe he's dusting the thing or something.
I hope so.
Yeah. We're totally in sync. I gave this one 8 corpses in a tube.
And it would have been higher except for the little things that I wanted to, because I loved the ghost storyline and I loved the Hitman storyline for the most part. The story part of it.
They probably should have had this around Halloween.
It would have been great.
I think it would have been more effective
with the ghosts. Yeah. Great. But we weren't there yet in the story.
No, I realized that, but it would it would have made more sense if they had gone forward with that a little faster.
Right.
Okay. All right. So moving on, Lucifer.
211.
Stewardess
Interruptus.
Yes, written by Sherry Elwood. No relation to Sherry Jake from the Blues Brothers.
Jake Interruptus. Or Jake Elwood.
Jake and Elwood. So
yeah.
Directed by Greg Beeman.
Excellent.
All right. What's our A, B, and C, Karen?
Fly in the face of danger for our stewardesses.
Yep.
Our stews.
Stews.
Yep.
Flight attendants.
That's right. Attendants. B story, Women's March in January. I'm trying to be a little timely there.
Yep, I thought that was very timely, considering we got a Women's March today. And hey, it's in January, so you got March in January.
That's right.
Get it? Calendar.
And C stories are Kiss and Makeup.
Got it.
Fangirling. And Vile, VIAL.
Right.
Content.
Nice pun there.
Thank you.
I got it. All right, so fly in the face of danger.
And we shouldn't spend too much time on this. It's just that stews were getting killed.
Right.
Right?
Okay. All right, B story. No.
No, that's really it. And the fact that they were stewardesses wasn't a huge deal, except they were using that connection to get whatever this package was into the country, right?
Yeah, so everything centers around this package. And but also the whole reason for the talk about stewardesses is that at the beginning of the episode, remember we had that little cliffhanger where it looked like Lucifer was about to kiss Chloe?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. See, sound effects again. Yay.
Hey.
All right, so they were about to share that intimate kiss, and then all of a sudden the elevator goes ding.
Yep.
And stewardess named Jana, who immediately starts undressing as soon as they get over to the couch.
Yeah, she's just assuming everything's going to happen.
She's like, this is a three-way? Awesome.
Yeah. She going to join us? Awesome.
Yep.
And Lucifer has such a reputation that she just assumes it's going to happen no matter what.
Chloe, not really down with the threesome idea.
No. And it's heartbreaking because when she gets in the elevator, she says, "No, I'm glad this happened." And I'm like, "Oh, no, that's not good." That makes me sad. It made me sad though. Like, really.
Yeah. Well, and this eventually gets turned around where like Lucifer, they're basically trying to interview all these women.
Yeah, this
in
is
the interrogation room. There's an interrogation room scene.
Wow.
And they bring in woman after woman that's had sex with Lucifer.
And men.
And men, right? Because hey, omnisexual.
The people that have been getting killed, they're all like people that are apparently connected to each other, but the way they're connected is because they've all had sex with Lucifer.
Right.
So they have to bring in all these people that have recently had sex with Lucifer, and that turns out not to be a small list.
No. And so Chloe's asking them questions. Like, interestingly enough, she asks, well, hey, did he ever bring you a burger and fries?
Which is what he did for Chloe.
And apparently, no, she's the only one he's done that with.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, like, oh yeah, we had this amazing sex and he did all this crazy
The best
stuff.
night of my
It was the
life.
best. It was
The
amazing.
best night of my life.
But
Best night of my life.
and Lucifer's kind of feeling a little bit up himself as he's watching through the mirrored glass with Dan, Detective
Hmm.
Douche.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the women talk about like, "Hey, it was just sex.
Yeah, I
It
wouldn't kill for him.
it's nothing special. It's just
Nothing
sex.
special, yeah.
I don't have any emotional connection to him."
Right. So they don't care. It was just
So
a one night thing.
so then Lucifer's like, "Oh, they don't care about me."
Right. Right. And I think one of the things that he realizes in that moment is that his value system is just so terrible that, why would she want me? Why?
Right.
Why
Well,
does she want this person?
he's having all these superficial relationships, but apparently he's projecting more into them than what's really going on there.
Right. Right. Well, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not a lot more because he doesn't really care about those people
No,
either.
but as far as he's concerned, in his head, there was more there than what actually happened.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
He thinks that they would care for him more,
Right.
at least. And Dan is also kind of squirmy at that point because he realizes that poor Lucifer is getting a little upset by all this.
And he doesn't really give him crap about it.
No, he doesn't. They're friends.
He wasn't a dick about it.
Now.
He wasn't a douche about it, I should say.
Douche,
Yeah,
yes.
see what I did there?
They've become friends, and he understands that he's kind of uncomfortable, and
Yeah.
they're standing there. They're like bros in solidarity there a little bit.
It's kind of like, dude.
Yeah, I get it. This is hard. They have a little bonding moment, but it's definitely a kind of let's not mention this bonding moment.
Yeah. So it basically causes Lucifer to kind of reevaluate his relationship with Chloe, and he kind of ends up seeing Chloe that, hey, maybe I'm not worthy of you.
Yeah, I get why you're hesitant to be with me. I get it.
You don't deserve, like, I'm not worthy of you. I need to be more.
Right. I'm not giving up, but
Yeah.
I'm also not.
But I get why you're the way you are.
Right. And there's also that scene where Charlotte comes in to talk to her, and Chloe still doesn't know that Charlotte's not one of his conquests. And there's also this chat that he has with Dan when she's in the interrogation room, and Dan says something about you're not going to tell her because Dan's had sex with Charlotte, right? And he says, "What? That you've had sex with my mother?" And or something to that effect, right?
Well, yeah, they're staging this whole thing, and Detective Douche is all mic'd up,
right?
And there's a headset connection or whatever. Like Lucifer's in this police van or something, and they're radioing back and forth,
right?
And then Lucifer mentions that, oh, by the way, hey, you had sex with my mom.
Right, but I'm talking about in the interrogation room.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He says something that leads Dan to believe something weird about Charlotte.
Yeah.
And Dan says, "You say the weirdest things."
Right.
Because he doesn't get the relationship that Lucifer has, but whatever Lucifer says isn't making sense to him. Because Charlotte just couldn't possibly be his mother.
Right. Well, it makes sense because, age-wise, it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't look like there's no way he could be, but then he refers to her as mom.
Right. He mutters under his breath something. Of course, I wouldn't say that because whatever.
Yeah.
And then, I know what he says. Of course, I wouldn't. I don't need a stepdad, is what he says.
Right. He does.
And Dan says, "You say the weirdest things."
Yeah.
And it made me laugh out loud at that point because Dan is just he catches it, and he just is stymied by things that Lucifer says, and it makes me. And Charlotte has this heart-to-heart with Chloe, and Chloe just doesn't give a crap what Charlotte has to say to her because she's so angry about what happened in the last episode or the 2 episodes ago, where Charlotte pretty much skewered Lucifer in court.
Right.
Because
understandably, she hasn't forgiven her for this.
Right.
Trying to make Lucifer look bad in court.
Right. And she's very protective of him and says, why did you do that? That was the worst thing ever. I'm not going to forgive you about what you said about Lucifer. He's a good man. Why would you do that? And then Charlotte, acts like a mom, and Chloe just will never understand that unless Lucifer comes clean.
Right. And then I forgot, but apparently it's Mazikeen that blurts out that Dan and Charlotte had sex.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, because so what it is, he's all wired up, and then Mazikeen shows up at the club.
Oh, right.
And then she says Dan should flirt with her, and she puts his hand on her knee. And then she says he needs to own up for what he did, and then all of a sudden blurts out that Dan slept with Charlotte.
Right.
And then Chloe's just like, what?
Yeah. He thinks at first that she's saying own up for killing the guy.
Right.
But it's something even worse, which is sleeping with Charlotte.
Yeah.
For him, they're both pretty bad things. Yeah.
And then she tells Lucifer they made a mistake and there is no relationship. And
yeah.
So that happened. So that secret's out.
Yeah. And she's not going to forgive Dan anytime soon for that.
No, because you slept with a woman that tried to screw over Lucifer in court during the trial of the guy who killed my father.
Right.
Everybody got that?
Well, not only did she try and screw over Lucifer, but she tried to exonerate that guy. Yeah. I mean, she was the defense attorney for that guy.
And Dan's just like, well, hey, she's hot. It happened. You can't blame me.
Yeah, I can, actually. Yep. Yeah, so there's that.
Okay. All right.
And poor Lucifer is just completely demoralized over the whole women not caring about him. Yep. And one of the things that bothered me about this episode is his fangirl.
Yes. Yeah, part of this is there's this really obsessed Asian chick who has apparently has been tracking everyone that Lucifer has had sex with.
Right.
And she's got the whole mega crazy stalker maps with strings tied to other strings.
It's a serial killer board.
Yeah, basically. It's just crazy stalker 101 here.
Right. And she makes dolls of him.
Yes.
With his outfits, and she makes she was sewing buttons on the tiny little cuffs and stuff. And people thought it was funny, and I thought to myself, you know what? That's not really terribly funny.
No.
There are people like that, and those people need to stop being like that. Well,
I think they were trying to put it down. So they were trying to discourage it.
I guess.
But it is kind of a mental illness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I wasn't too happy about it. I didn't think it was comic relief, to be fair. I just
a little too close to home.
Yeah, there are stars whose lives are disrupted by people like that.
Right. Who
have to file restraining orders over people.
Well, maybe it's one of them. Maybe that's what they were making fun of.
I guess.
I don't know.
And Lucifer looked very uncomfortable.
Yeah. He normally okay. This is the guy who ruled hell, and he's all kind of skeeved out by this whole stalker thing.
Right. He doesn't like that. So that scene was cringy for me. I can get where it was a little funny. Now, why Chloe is okay?
They were playing up the awkwardness for humor.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. Was she doing anything illegal?
Not yet. I don't think. As far as I know.
I think Lucifer would have had to press charges for stalking.
I guess it turns out if it's more, then he's gonna have to press charges, or Chloe will press charges on her. But
because that is hardcore stalking.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So there's that.
So vile behavior.
Now we catch the the murderer, sort of, but we don't ever get the package.
Yeah.
That was in question. And we get this shadowy figure in a trench coat and hat that shows up to retrieve the package.
So we'll just call him Trenchcoat Guy for now.
Person, at least.
Yeah, it's true. It could be. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. It looked like a guy, though.
Yeah. By the build.
Yeah, it looked like a guy.
Yeah.
And there was an ear showing, and there wasn't hair in back of it.
Okay.
So, now, that doesn't mean anything. It could be up in the hat, but still. And there's vials in it, and the guy who he takes it from apparently got some on himself, and it caused him to get this virus, and Trenchcoat Guy killed him and took the stuff and walked away.
Yeah, so apparently this is a new subplot building to something.
Well, I know that there's summaries for the next 2 episodes.
Oh, so you know what it's building toward.
It's a virus that's gonna, in the next episode, we're gonna see some of the effects, and then the episode after that, it's going to have some very personal effects.
Ooh.
And someone's gonna have to go try and save someone in a very familiar place.
Well, that was enigmatic.
Do you remember a storyline in Constantine where he has to go try and save someone somewhere?
That doesn't really. You have to narrow it down a little bit. Oh, down in hell. Oh, that's interesting.
Someone and his mother has to go try and save someone.
Ooh.
Who gets infected.
Okay, interesting.
And who does he care about enough to go save?
Right.
So that might be coming up in 2 episodes.
Okay.
Might be.
I'm guessing Mazikeen.
Nope.
No. Chloe then. Okay. I had to narrow it down, but okay.
Yep. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. So anything else about this episode?
At the end of the episode, yes.
Oh, okay.
That I've watched 1,000 times over and over because I'm a girl and it made.
And you're a fan. You were fangirling too.
I was, but I'm not stalking him.
Yep.
It was just a really great episode a really great little part of the episode. And like I said, I do not watch this for the romance. I really don't. But that was a great scene on the beach.
Yeah. So we get this whole sequence where Lucifer basically is telling Chloe that I've been doing some thinking, and he thinks that she deserves someone worthy of her.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who is better and selfless like she is. And he says he's always he says that Chloe always puts Trixie first. So he thinks that she deserves someone who appreciates how good she is.
Yeah.
She's special, according to him. He's not worthy. He's not worthy.
Yeah.
So he's pulling the whole Wayne's World thing.
Yeah.
And Chloe kind of steps back for a little bit and kind of does some reevaluating of her own.
Mm-hmm.
And then realizes that he cares for her as something more than a conquest.
Mm-hmm.
And she macks on him.
Big time. Well, she gives him a little peck.
Yeah. And then it kind of they get into it.
He says, "Detective?"
Yeah.
Which was like, oh, swoony. And then
detective.
Yeah. And then they kiss and it goes to blank. And I was like, oh, that's so good. And then I rewound it and I watched it again. And then I rewound it and I watched it.
And then you're picturing yourself as Chloe kissing.
No, I wasn't.
Tom Ellis. Okay.
I wasn't. I don't do
that. Okay. My wife would.
No, I like him and Chloe.
Okay.
I would kiss Tom Ellis if he wanted to kiss me, but this is a story about those two.
I know.
So I'm happy with that.
Okay, got it.
And the thing that really hit me about this story is that it happened on his beach. And that is where all his significant moments happen.
Yeah, because remember, that's where he burned his wings.
And that's where he came originally to LA. That's where he
landed,
I guess landed.
Yeah,
I mean,
ascended from hell.
right.
Yeah.
That's where he arrived
There you go.
on Earth, is that beach. And it's like that in the comics as well. That beach is his thing.
Right.
He was on that beach in Sandman as well, lounging.
Right.
Having a cocktail.
See, I thought he was somewhere else. I thought he was like in the tropics or something.
Well, it was a beach.
Yeah, it was a beach. So it was
but
like the beach metaphor was there.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
But this is his beach.
Right.
Where he was, and Chloe met him. And so this is where all his special moments occur. And it really meant something. And it was a really great moment where he was very selfless and made sure to let her know that. So.
Okay, so before we give our ratings, I think we need to set this up a little bit.
Okay.
Because earlier in this episode, there was this great scene. Okay, Trixie. So right there, it's gold. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to say is Trixie. So it's Chloe making breakfast for Trixie.
An omelet that looked really good, by the way.
Right, but Trixie would want cereal instead of eggs. Sugary
because
cereal.
Maze.
Yes, because that's what Maze gives her.
Right.
Yeah.
Maze is a bad influence.
And that's why, that's why everybody loves Maze, and Chloe not so much. So Trixie asks if she kind of notices that she wonders if Lucifer and Chloe had a date with flowers and naked stuff.
And naked stuff, yes.
That's what her words, because Chloe's cheeks are red.
Getting pink, yeah, I thought that was sweet.
Yep. And then all of a sudden Maze shows up. So right away the scene's getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
So she shows Chloe the headline that says Chloe's killer was found dead. And Maze doesn't understand why Chloe's not more excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because, of course, she wants some gratitude, I guess.
Right. Yeah, she's like, hey, how about a little something for the effort?
Right. I mean, she doesn't want to admit that she and Dan did it because she doesn't really want Chloe to know that, but she kind of wants some acknowledgement that Chloe's happy that the dude's dead.
Right.
Because as we know in the last episode, she and Dan set him up.
Yeah. So, however, Chloe tells her that the person who killed him is no better than the killer himself.
Mm-hmm.
And Maze is not happy about this.
Right.
So Maze, after Chloe leaves the room, grabs the nearby bottle of vodka and pours it onto her cereal. and then sits there and stews over it.
Yeah. And I don't know how we forgot to mention this. I'm sorry about it. She does go to see Dr. Linda over lunch.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Linda makes a comment that says, friends would notice if they're taking advantage of their other friends by seeing them over lunch instead of booking an appointment. And Maze goes, do you want me to take care of the friend for you?
Yeah.
He's obviously talking about her. And she tries to get acknowledgement that she's awesome and
Dr. Linda tells her that, hey, you need to believe in your self-worth and believe that you're awesome. And then all of a sudden Mazikeen is like, hey, I'm awesome.
Right.
Great. Thanks, Doc.
She stands over Linda until Linda acknowledges that she's awesome, which is awesome in itself.
Yeah.
It's great. So there's that cereal scene in the beginning.
Which was just gold. I love that.
Maze and Trixie are fantastic. I do feel bad for Chloe. And the only reason why Chloe allows her to eat the cereal is because she missed story time the night before.
Right.
And she lets her have some cereal. I would have said, you can have a little cereal, but you got to eat the omelet and the toast as well.
I'm surprised she didn't say, hey, can I have some chocolate cake on top of the cereal?
Right.
because we know Trixie loves her chocolate cake.
She does. I watched that one again, and it still makes me laugh when they're like, did you take the chocolate cake? And she says no, and she's got
all over. Yeah.
Okay, so what is our rating?
So based on that, now that we did all that setup, our rating, what's your rating?
My rating is, and I apparently stole it from Charles, so he had to edit his, 8 bowls of chocolate sugar Frosties.
Yep.
And you told me I should have said chocolate frosted sugar bombs, which was from...
That's a Calvin and Hobbes reference, yes.
Yeah. I love Calvin and Hobbes so bad.
So who doesn't love Calvin and Hobbes? If you don't love Calvin and Hobbes, there's something wrong with you.
You're a monster.
Yeah. Spaceman Spiff.
Yes.
The memories.
What
All
was her
right.
name?
So what?
The girl, was her name Marcy? His girlfriend?
Well, the girl that...
His girlfriend.
Yeah. I forget.
I don't remember.
I should know.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so because of that, I had to switch my rating up a little bit. So I enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought there was a lot of great lines in this. I give it 8.5 bottles of vodka for cereal.
Nice. So mine was the bowls of
Right.
cereal, and yours was the vodka for the cereal.
Exactly.
Which went hand in hand. Very nice.
I think so.
I like it.
All right.
And then I have news that hopefully you will grab. You'll grab and put on the Facebook page that Timothy Obmanson from Psych and Gallivant has landed a guest starring role on Lucifer, and this is from Entertainment Weekly. It was an exclusive for them, but it's a day old, so
right.
I'm okay with putting it here. He'll play God Johnson,
right.
a patient in a psychiatric hospital who is charming, enigmatic, and oh yeah, he thinks he's the one and only God Almighty. But as Lucifer tries to prove him a phony, he comes to find that God Johnson seems to know things that only Lucifer's true father would know. Could he really be the big guy upstairs? So,
I don't think so, but
well,
you know,
that's what they say.
I'm sure it'll just like make Lucifer go, Yeah.
Maybe he's had a visit from Mom.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Feeding him information.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right.
But I love Timothy Odmanson, so it's very cool.
Yeah, very cool indeed. All right, moving on. Last show.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 410, The Patriot.
A good episode.
Written by James C. Oliver and Charla Oliver. I'm guessing they're a married couple. Directed by Kevin Tancherowin.
Excellent. The Tancherowins.
The Tancherowin clan.
And my A, B, and C story.
Yes.
Talbot's pet project.
Right.
Because I really do feel like Mace is his pet at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And, of course, it was a project. The Patriot Project.
The Patriot Project, yes.
At least they're sticking to the comics.
Project Patriot. Project Patriot, yeah.
Right. He wasn't enhanced.
No, he was, and that's good because I was a little annoyed by the Jeff Mace being an Inhuman.
Right.
If you recall my annoyance at this.
I do recall that, and I was actually quite relieved when.
Yeah, so I was very relieved by this revelation in this episode. All right, and
I never saw it coming, but
yeah, B story.
I wish I may.
I wish I might.
Have the wish I wish tonight, but I ended it on May.
Right.
And Banned, Banned,
right.
of Brothers,
Very
and that
clever.
is Pat Cliff being banned, and Fitz having to break the news to him.
Very clever.
Brother in arms, sort of thing.
I have an unhappy kitty outside. I can hear her meowing.
Oh.
She wants in the room.
Oh.
And she's like, "Let me in, damn it!"
You want to let her in?
No, I'll be all right. We're almost done. We're almost done.
You can see.
Yeah. Yours are all over the place, but Keiko's good. All right. So A story, Talbot's pet project.
Yeah, we have a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
In that Mace has stopped this. He's doing a press conference about all the stuff that's happened with Daisy and all that.
Right. He's still trying to spin this whole thing that Daisy was this undercover S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Therefore, she's not a villain. She's a hero.
Right.
So, she was working for us all the time.
Mm-hmm. And there's an assassination attempt.
Yep.
And he ends up saving the day with the podium.
Right. Apparently, all this S.H.I.E.L.D. technology, they can't find one sniper.
Right.
What?
Yeah. Coulson and Mac are there wandering around like Secret Service agents.
Yeah.
And they end up all escaping on the Quinjet.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to see them like all Mac in the suit with an earpiece and shades.
I know, it was weird.
Like he's the Secret Service or something.
That's what
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
it
saying.
really did look like that. So they get away on the Quinjet, and Burroughs is with them with
Right.
his little suitcase, Smithers, as I like to call him.
Come along, Smithers.
And he wasn't long for this world, was he? Poor
Nope.
guy.
Nope.
Although that's a fallacy that you get sucked out of a plane, but hey, whatever.
Well, the vacuuming.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
The air pressure change. Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
No, just makes your ears pop really suddenly, doesn't it?
And it can cause some stuff to fly around in the cabin.
Right.
But
Right.
as long as you're secure in your seat and everything, you don't get sucked out.
I think all he had to do is just have a seatbelt on. He would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying. All right. So, this all turns out to be like there's a big like it eventually all leads to this revelation with Jeff Mace, the Patriot.
Right.
And we find out in this that, as we said, instead of being an Inhuman, he's actually getting injections of a super soldier serum type, sort of a Captain America thing.
It's the stuff that Daisy's father had developed.
That's right. That's a good, I forgot about that because, it's so essentially the Mr. Hyde formula.
Right. But Talbot had, quote unquote, we took out the bad stuff.
Yeah. And then, and then there was that reaction to that saying, sure you did.
Right.
Kind of like, yeah, right.
Well, but Mace hadn't shown any of the weird side effects.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Or yet, maybe.
That's true.
But, so apparently he has to take these regular injections.
Right.
And there's a whole sequence where, like they're out in the field and he's got this suitcase that contains 2 injections, but there's an opposing agent that tries to shoot him, and he just realizes that Jeff is going for the syringes, shoots the syringes,
and
which of course renders him completely useless.
Right, and he shoots Jeff in the butt.
Yep. he got shot in the butt.
Right in the butt.
Right in the butt.
Yep. Or it's
not like he hasn't had it coming.
Right.
Right.
If you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
yeah.
I can't remember his name, but it's the weak guy. He says he got shot in the butt, and he calls it his butthole.
Okay. He got shot in the butthole. Okay.
No, he calls his wound.
Oh, the butt wound is the butthole.
Right.
Right. Okay. Got it.
Ow, my butthole.
So,
and Jake says, "Don't call it your butthole."
Got it. So with this big revelation, Coulson is like, "Okay, Sparky.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So apparently,
that's not the only revelation, though. Can I just mention?
Go ahead.
That the whole thing about him being a hero is also BS.
Right.
Because he was falling, and all he did is fall over the top of that girl, and they snapped a picture of him.
Right.
And it just happened to look like he was saving the girl's life.
So he's a complete fraud.
Yes. And then Coulson.
Yeah, then Coulson is just like, okay, Sparky. All right, so Jeffrey is getting ready to resign because the secret's out.
Right.
Coulson, however, is like, okay, let's take advantage of this a little bit. So how about you stay on? You could be the whole face of S.H.I.E.L.D., do the public PR thing that I don't really want to do anyway.
That I hated anyway, right?
Yeah, so you can do that. But in exchange, guess who's back in charge?
Right.
That's right.
And I think that is the best move.
So
I really do.
So guess who's the real director now?
Right. I'm the captain now.
Exactly. So everybody's happy because Coulson's director again. Yay! Except for May, she doesn't know about it yet because she's locked in a closet.
The real
May, yeah. But so Coulson's back, and Jeff Mace, they can keep him around now for comic relief, I'm guessing.
Well, I'm guessing he's still going to be on the shots.
Right.
Because they need him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe they need him at some point. They need his help as the Patriots, so they'll let him keep getting injections.
Why
or
wouldn't
something.
they?
Why exactly? Why
as long as they know.
Right. But now it's out in the open.
Right, and I'm guessing Talbot is not going to know about this shift of power.
No.
And on the other side of this coin, back at home base, Talbot reveals the same information to Fitz and Simmons, that Jeffrey Mace is also enhanced with the Hyde formula.
Right.
And they have that agent there that they're interrogating.
Yeah, this guy named Yuri Zilkin.
Right. And they need to know
Zicklin,
whatever
like
the
that.
plan is.
Yeah.
And it just so happens they have a head that they can put on ice and pretend that it's the last agent that Simmons interrogated.
Yeah, remember Ada's head that got decapitated?
Right.
So, yeah, it turns out they're like, okay, if you're going to not give us what we want, this could happen to you.
Right. And
what's in the box? What's in the box?
Gemma's pretty good at that intimidation thing.
Yeah.
She stares the guy down, and she brings out all these dental instruments, and
yep.
It's very cool.
So yeah, even though it's like a robot head, everybody,
well,
the captive doesn't know this, and that's what they're hoping.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I thought it was a great plan.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so they managed to get the information out of him that was only part of the plan, and that they have that.
Right.
They have the what is it called? The
Watchdogs?
Watchdogs. Yeah, so they have some information about the Watchdogs plan. I don't think they have all of it. I think
no. There's more going on there. Because someone's bankrolling the Watchdogs. We talked about this.
Right. And the fact that Talbot showed up in this episode, do you not think that...
It's suspicious.
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe Talbot's bankrolling the Watchdogs?
I think he might have something to do with it.
It's possible.
And I don't think this guy has any clue, the guy they interrogated.
Right.
I don't think he had. I think you have to go higher up on the food chain.
You know what I'm worried of?
What?
That we're going to get some LMD of Ward, and he'll be the one bankrolling.
Oh my God.
Because we have to bring Ward back. Again.
Let's not.
I know, but it just seems like that's their go-to revelation. Like, oh, Ward's back.
Yeah. That's sad.
I'm just saying. I don't know if that's
I would laugh so hard if that happened. I would.
It would be funny.
Your wife would like it, right?
That's true, she would. Although no, I take that back because him being evil, she got turned off.
Okay.
She didn't like him as a villain.
I still think he was cute. Yeah. The actor.
She liked him when he was a good guy, but then once he did the heel turn, not so much.
Yeah, same here. And I didn't like when he did the heel turn either. It bothered me.
So, do we want to talk more about Ada's decapitated head, or do we want to wait?
Well, that's part of Band of Brothers. We can talk about that now.
Okay.
Fitz has to go see Radcliffe and tell him that he can't come back to the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters.
Right.
Because Ada malfunctioned and killed the guy and all that. Maybe
he's lost his access.
Right. And so the only access he has is the Maybot.
Right.
And he's getting frustrated about that. So there's that. And Fitz is upset as well because Radcliffe seems upset. And when he puts the head back into the little cabinet, it looks like a morgue drawer, but it's not. It's like a specimen cabinet thing.
Right.
Fitz takes Ada's head and puts her in there, the Ada 1 head. He whispers to it that he's going to find out what happened.
He starts studying it.
Yeah, he's going to
start tinkering with it.
Really, Simmons? You're cheating on...
You mean Fitz?
I mean, really, Fitz?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're cheating on Gemma with the head of an AI, of an LMD.
Well, maybe he's got a use for that head.
Oh, gross.
Just saying.
He turns around and he's all like guilty, shuffly. I was just putting her head back. Should be honest.
Don't mind me. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Me and the head. We're gonna go hit the head.
Stop it. Stop it. I'm not even gonna play the porn music because that is just gross.
Okay. But tell me you weren't thinking that.
I wasn't actually.
Now you are.
I thought it was Radcliffe, but not with him.
All right.
Fitz is a good guy. Gross.
Well, Gemma hasn't been around for a while.
Yuck. They live together, don't they?
She's been busy.
I know.
Okay.
And then I Wish I May with the Maybot.
Yeah.
Is still on the good side, although who knows what information she's sending back, because she does come in with Daisy to save the day in the cabin out in the woods.
Yeah.
She hits all the bad guys on the head with something.
Well, yeah, and she also she sees the there's this cut that she suffers.
Yeah.
And she gets really paranoid that everybody's going to figure out the truth about her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she sees that
so the LMD is getting paranoid, which is never a good sign.
Ew. She sees that she has mechanics.
Yes.
Well, I think this is the first time she realizes that she might not be Agent May.
Right.
Because Radcliffe has said that she wasn't aware of that.
Right. But obviously, if she comes to that realization,
right,
then she's going to probably go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Because
AI
never a good plan.
If you like as Mac and Yo-Yo said, do you not watch any movies in the 80s?
Right. Yeah, it's not going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
She's going to go nuts.
She's going to go nuts.
And it's not going to be a controlled nuts like the first Ada.
And I'm sure we'll have another sequence where real May is fighting robot May.
You think so?
Well, it's
like Agent 33.
It's exactly like Agent 33 all over again. This whole storyline is like Agent 33 all over because May got kidnapped, replaced, and then May gets out and then confronts the impersonator.
Right.
And then they fight.
And also there's the scene in this episode where May comes out of her whatever the fantasy is that she's having. Yeah. And it just shows how resolute she is.
Unplugs from the Matrix.
Yeah. That she can actually realize that whatever fantasy they put in her head is not true.
Right.
So Radcliffe is having to up the dosage of whatever it is they put her on.
But as from the previews for next week, we see she gets out.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Because they've been dragging this out. She should have been free 2 episodes ago. But
right.
It's
She
May.
should be able to overpower them.
I would think she'd be ready for this. I've been kidnapped and impersonated before. You would think she'd be more ready for this.
You would think.
But yeah. Okay.
And I really like this episode, mostly because we got to see what was behind Jeffrey Mace.
Yeah.
And the fact that they made the Patriot true to the comic books.
Okay, so what was your rating?
I give it 9 figureheads.
Okay. See, I thought that I enjoyed the stuff with the Patriot Revelation, obviously, because, hey, he's not an Inhuman, so yay for that.
Right.
So, but I'm still annoyed that May is still a captive.
Yeah.
The character deserves better, and we're just kind of spinning our wheels a little bit still. We're not really getting...
You like that, though, right? The Gemma stuff?
Gemma stuff was good, but again, it's just kind of filler.
Right.
We're not getting to the big stuff. The big,
there.
whatever big bad is. I mean, we're still kind of treading water to the big stuff. So I only gave this 8 broken super serum injectors.
8's still good.
8's still good.
Yeah,
so that was it.
I really love the fact that
maybe I'll feel better once May's back next week. Hopefully, unless they drag it out, they put it to the end.
And I like that Jason O'Mara really acted his ass off in the woods. See what
I see what you did there. I got it. Dun, 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 shh.
He was good though. He was very vulnerable out there.
So you're saying Jason O'Mara's ass acted its ass off?
Right, exactly right. But he was good. He was good in this episode. He showed a very wide range.
I got it.
And I like him.
Yep. And he obviously was like horrified to get found out.
Yeah.
Understandably. So yeah. And then he had to be all contrite afterward.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think that about does it.
He was kind of like, well, what is the guy's name on Lost in Space? Don't hurt me.
Oh, yeah.
The professor dude.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Don't hurt me. He was all like that.
Yeah.
Cowardly.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
That's all right. So I'm guessing we have some Justina audio.
We do.
So welcome back, Justina.
Yes, these are Justina shows. Let me play.
Is that Justina music there?
That's the feedback music.
Oh, is that the feedback music?
Meanwhile, feedback.
Meanwhile.
I know we haven't had feedback lately.
Yeah.
So here's Justina.
Welcome back.
Hi, Karen and Charles. Happy New Year. I'm back. Riddle me this and riddle me that. You messed with Ed's girl, little bird, and you're going to have to pay for that. And Lucifer. Lucifer was so interesting this week. We're finally getting information about Chloe and what role she truly plays in the story. Why did God put Chloe in Lucifer's path? I can't wait to find out. And dang it, Fox, I can't believe that Lucifer's only back for a couple of weeks and then it's going right back on hiatus. Who made this schedule? Oh well, I'm thankful we get a new episode next week anyway. And the vials at the end of the episode, my theory is angel blood. I definitely think it's angel blood. On Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, I'm really loving the L&D storyline. I liked Ghost Rider, but I love L&D even better. Maybe it's because I've seen all those movies that Mac talks about robots taking over the world. And we got to see Coulson's shield in this episode. Right. And Coulson is back in charge behind the scenes. And I think the Maybot is going to become self-aware. I'm pretty nervous about this. A robot with all of May's skills becoming completely aware of her situation? This could spell trouble. Guess what? The Berlanti shows come back next week. Yay! And they all got renewed. So I'm going to have lots and lots more to chat about with the Fandom Zone. Have a great week.
All right. Welcome back, Justina. Thanks for that.
Yay.
So, yeah, I've mentioned with the CW shows, you're pretty excited. Just a wee bit.
Yeah. She sent me a whole text with emojis.
Oh.
Over that, which I love.
That would be kind of funny. That would be her feedback, would be entirely an emoji. And then you'd have to read the emojis over the...
She's given me feedback with a bunch of emojis.
It's like, okay, smiley face, dog poop. No.
Hands clapping.
Hands clapping.
She gave me hands clapping. Yeah. And she gave me a fist bump with a blowing up afterwards. So fist bump and blowing up.
Okay. That's funny.
I love it.
That is cute.
I love them.
All right. So, Karen, where can they find you?
How'd you like her riddle? I loved her riddle. It was great.
That was good. That was pretty good. I was waiting for the rhyme to when she said bat, I figured, well, there's got to be a bat rhyme. That. I know that. I was waiting for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So great.
Yep.
Okay. So, you can tweet us at Fandom Zonecast on Twitter.
Right.
And on Facebook, we are facebook.com/Fandom Zone Podcast. And our email is fandomzonecast@gmail.com.
Right. So please drop us a line. Let us know what you think. And also give us a review on iTunes. That would be fantastic.
Sure.
I haven't had one of those in a dog's age.
You can look us up there by just searching for the Fandom Zone Podcast.
Yep.
We come right up.
Yep.
I know because I've searched for us.
And we're really close to beating the Dangerous Habits as far as likes. We've got like...
Are we?
Well... Dangerous Habits got another like, so we're 5 behind them. Our old podcast still.
Storming the Castle still gets likes all the time.
So we still need to get 5 more just to get up there. But so if you know someone who hasn't liked us yet, or if you're one of those people, please give us a like on Facebook. That would be awesome.
Again, facebook.com/Fandom Zone Podcast.
Yep. All right.
And you can find me at Aleveria, Aleveria, which has a link in my bio to my new blog. So look for me there.
Yes, and you've done some tweaking on that.
I have. I think it looks pretty good.
So go check it out. It's awesome.
Thank you.
And,
I will be posting more.
Yep.
So you know.
And she's also doing some great stuff for Nice Girls TV.
Oh, that's right. You can find me at nicegirlstv.com.
See, trying to help you out there.
Yeah, we cover all the comic book shows. All of them, because I cover all of them.
Because covering all of them here isn't enough.
Well, that's writing. So I get to put pictures and stuff.
That's true. You get to do it your way.
With funny captions.
Yeah.
And we also do roundtables. I participate in a roundtable of Lucifer and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So there's those, and that you get my little opinion along with some other nice girls.
And apparently you ask awkward questions.
I do ask very awkward questions.
So that right there should get you to go check it out.
Yeah. And our quote-unquote boss, Melissa, really enjoys when I ask those questions because she usually emails me back with like a ha 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 sort of thing.
That's funny.
Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, we have a lot of fun over there. We're going to start a Midnight Texas site when that show starts. So I'm really excited about doing stuff for them. I've worked there for several years.
Oh, very cool.
So, yeah.
Anyway,
where can they find you?
All right. Here's the rundown. At Charles Skaggs on the Twitter machine.
Yay.
At Charles Skaggs on the Instagram.
Yay.
Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the Google Plus. And I've got like over 100 on there, so that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Over 110 likes on, or people on the Google Plus. So
that's amazing.
Thanks everybody for that. Let's see what else. Facebook, of course, and my blog of geeky things. Damn good coffee and hot.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Nice.
Very nice. Well played. So where I talk about all these comic book shows that we cover here in the Fandom Zone podcast and more.
Much more.
Much more. So, or things like, Donald Trump, like plagiarizing Bane from The Dark Knight Rises in his inauguration speech.
Right.
I'm just leaving that there. So there's that. What?
He plagiarized a cake.
Yes. Yeah, my wife told me about that one. Okay. All right. Regardless of that. So, and on my blog, I also talk about my new podcast, Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast, which I do with my longtime friend and wife of comic book artist Chris Sprouse, Zan Sprouse, and we're big major Twin Peaks geeks, and we just recorded episode 2 where we review The Secret Diary of Laura Palmer, which was a fictional diary novel that was written in 1990 by Jennifer Lynch, the daughter of Twin Peaks director David Lynch. Yes. And it's a very dark and depressing novel because for a TV tie-in, it's amazingly dark.
Because Lynch.
Well, not only that, but because of Laura Palmer, who is a very dark and troubled character. Mm-hmm. And so it's definitely worth your time in tracking down. You can actually get the Secret Diary of Laura Palmer for like $1.99 on iTunes if you haven't already read the diary. And it's definitely recommended.
Could I read it before I watch it?
I
understand anything?
You would get more out of it if you watched at least the first season, the first 8 episodes of Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Because that's when the diary came out, was after the first season.
Okay.
Like it was like everybody, there was a cliffhanger and everybody was jonesing for more Twin Peaks, and then they released the novel, the diary, and then it helps you understand the mystery of Laura Palmer's death a little more.
All right.
But it's just the cycle of drugs and alcohol and sexual abuse, and and some supernatural demon things going on in the woods.
Okay.
So
that actually sounds kind of up my alley.
Well, then you should check it out. Then
like that dark.
So then you should be watching some Twin Peaks and listening to Ghostwood.
I know.
So
I know I should.
But if that's up your alley, or you
just on motivation,
kind of mildly intrigued, looking for something a little different and dark and not so cheery uppy.
I know I look like a cheery person, but I really do love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's stuff for like a great great for a rainy weekend, or really late at night when you're up alone reading. So, highly recommended. So, please check us out there in Ghostwood and give us some likes on Facebook. That would be great too.
Awesome.
All right.
Where can they find you? Just look up what? Ghostwood Podcast?
Yeah, Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks Podcast on Facebook, or you can reach us at Ghostwoodcast on the Twitter machine. And we are on iTunes, we're on Libsyn, hopefully on more platforms. If Rob helps us out and gets on the Google Play, that would be great.
Good.
Just saying, Rob. And we're getting out there, and obviously we'd appreciate the support. So please check us out. Let me know what you think.
Awesome.
All right.
I know I've liked your page on Facebook already.
Yes, we definitely appreciate that. So
I just haven't listened yet because
when we followed you back on Twitter, and
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't watched the show yet, which I am going to do. I have a little more time still.
I would really love to know your opinion, because you'd come at it from a newbie perspective,
right?
So I think that would be great to have on the show, because we're like old Gen Xers that watched the show back in the day.
Yeah, well, I'm a Gen Xer that didn't watch the show.
I know that, but still, you would come at it from a newbie perspective, so that would be good.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd love to get your perspective.
I don't not follow through on promises.
And Twin Peaks is on Netflix.
I know.
So
I know
it's out there.
It's still on my watch list in Netflix.
Or if you have Showtime, they just recently did a marathon of season 1.
I know that too, but I don't have premium channels. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that's it.
Yeah, that's enough of me talking about Twin Peaks. So I'm sure not all of you are interested, but that's
damn good coffee.
Yeah.
And hot.
I am interested.
I just want to know what you think. Like when you come across the scene where Kyle MacLachlan's character Dale Cooper says that damn good coffee and hot. I would love to get your reaction.
Okay.
I would love to be a fly on the wall as you watch that.
Is he eating pie as well? Isn't there a thing about him eating pie?
No, he spits out some coffee. Like he takes a swig of coffee, and he kind of spits it out. But then he says damn good coffee and hot, because it was really hot, so that's why he spat it out.
Okay.
But he's all like geeked out about it.
I love that he loves coffee. I mean, that's a point in his favor.
It's a really funny scene.
Coffee is all to me.
Yeah, well, then you would love Cooper, because he's all about coffee.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right.
So that's it.
That's
Until
it.
next week. And next week we have Gotham, Lucifer, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, and the CW shows.
So we're right back with another big episode. So come back and we'll talk your ear off.
That's right.
Right here on the
like we did this time
on the Phantom Zone podcast.
That's right. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
I want some whiskey, damn it.